Hello there, this is Dana of Dana's Spirit Butterfly, and this is September's energy forecast for 2018. Before we get into the energy forecast though, I'm going to do something just a little bit different. And that is, I'm going to ask us to breathe together. So, hand on heart if you choose. Otherwise, wherever it is that you are, just please inhaling, calling to you more peace, light and love, and exhaling, releasing any energy that does not belong to you. Inhaling, more light frequency. Exhaling, settling into your body. And one more time. Presence. I am present. Oh, isn't that better? So as an energy channel, while you may be there and I may be recording this sometime previous to when you are sitting there, we are still linked. So this energy forecast is actually a channeling for you if you're listening to this video. And yes, the time-space continuum may be apparent to your brain, but it certainly isn't an energetic sense. So from that perspective, I'm tuning into your frequency just as you're currently tuning into me, even though there is a time difference between when I record this and when you're listening. So the breath work just allows us to settle in, allows me to tune into your field a little bit more, but also to the field frequency that's around us generally. And so there are a few things that I'm already getting from the spirit world. For those of you who are not aware of what the spirit world is, there is spirit energy in all things. I have a spirit. You have a spirit, but so too does the little pussycat in Leamington that I'm currently house sitting for, or cat sitting for, rather. It's not her house, although she may beg to differ. But there's also spirit energy in trees, in food, in the mineral kingdom, in a variety of things. And so the energy that surrounds us is not limited just to the physical people. It's also an electromagnetic field that influences us. So the planet, Mama Gaia, she has a spirit energy and she has a soul trajectory, and she also has a soul path that you are a part of. In fact, you've been invited down here. You have a contract with the Earth Mother to be here present for a particular period of time. And so a part of that contract is that you may be in a particular geographical location, or of course you were born in a particular geographical location, and that geographical location has an energy frequency that's relevant for you as an energetic expression of source. So from that perspective, this energy forecast takes into consideration a number of different factors that may be influencing your expression, your energetic expression as an individual spirit or an individual soul. So in order to go forwards, of course, we need to go backwards. And so from that perspective, we just want to recap a little bit on where we've come from. And of course, we've just come out of August. August, of course, was abundance month. It was about acknowledging the abundance in my life. And indeed, many of you were able to do that. Some of you, the challenge with understanding about abundance is that sometimes the soul calls to you circumstances and situations to remind you of what it is that's actually around you. And so those of you who, for example, may have been ignoring your accounts or may have been ignoring the idea of money or actively avoiding getting into the financial aspects of your life, you would have found that August may have been challenging for you and may have asked you to address some of these things. Why? Because abundance is, of course, often related to money. It's not the same as money, but in a time-space continuum that currently acknowledges a currency form as money, and that money is an exchange currency that allows us to give and take, to receive and to give. We, of course, need to address our appreciation for money. So August, for many of you, would have been you understanding or taking stock of essentially what you had in order to decide what you wanted for yourself moving forwards. And so for some of you, circumstances and situations may have asked you to take a look around you and to acknowledge that there was actually more in your life than just money. And that is actually a great thing, because we are energetic expressions of source, because we are magnetic. We call to ourselves circumstances and situations that reflect what's in our field. And so what's in your field, if you do not have a true appreciation of value in your life, or indeed if you have some attachments to money that aren't serving you, then August would have challenged some of your attachments to money. And so, yay, this is actually a great thing. I know that some of you will probably cringe when I do that, because I guess the reason why I'm able to do that is because I actually appreciate that we are constantly in a state of flux. We are constantly in a state of growth. And so sometimes the universe brings us opportunities to see where the power is in our situation and to empower us. Many women specifically at the moment are asking for empowerment, and empowerment, unfortunately for many of us, actually does have a lot to do with our perception of money. So what August possibly offered you was an opportunity to see where your power in money is. And many of you, specifically those who quite often use the term, I love this so much I would do it for free, may actually currently be attracting into your field no money for the stuff that you know that you're good at. Now, the issue isn't worthiness. The issue isn't that your current skills and the things that you do aren't worth paying for. It's your attitude towards what it is that you do. Having a saying that basically suggests that you would do this for free actually sends a message to the universe saying that you would do this for free, and so therefore you do it for free. You'll get your money elsewhere. And indeed, you would need to get your money elsewhere. So the solution for you, or the challenge for you, is to ask yourself, would you still do this for free, or do you want to do this so that you can support yourself moving forwards? The answer in most cases is, I want to support myself moving forwards. Therefore, August would have asked you to address that idea, this concept of your attachment to the things that you do and how it attracts money into your field. So hopefully you made some headway with that. Of course, you know, my mantra is, if you're having difficulty to move some of this stuff forwards, ask for help. That's actually what we're here to do. And women specifically, we are here to understand the nature of community. Our natural resources and our energetic expression does adhere quite well to this idea of community. We don't do very well on our own. That's not to say that we can't be independent. We can be independent, but this actually, this drive to make ourselves independent quite often makes us feel a little less supported. And so when we're not particularly feeling supported, we tend to feel like we've been abandoned, and it starts a downward spiral essentially of lack of worth. So it's a really highly valuable thing for you in this life as a woman to reach out to community groups that are designed to hold space for you, are designed to support you through tough times, or through even the aspects of you that you would revel in and like to celebrate with others. So it would serve you to find a group of women, and there's heaps of them currently on the planet. There's more and more of them building, which is delightful. I'm so excited at this sisterhood that so many of us are currently acknowledging that we need and building. But from your perspective, it might serve you to actually get a little bit more active in these types of groups, or even build one of your own. From that perspective, the spirit world is reminding me that we all have an ancestral past that doesn't necessarily support collaboration, because we come from an energetic field that honors competition. And so many of you may actually have a struggle with some groups where it starts to turn competitive, or dare I say, jealousy tends to come through as a theme energetically through the groups. I'm being told we'll push that information aside. There's a hell of a lot more I could talk about that, and I will in further videos as I progress with my own sister circle. But from that perspective, just trust that if August was difficult for you, it was there to support you in ways that are different to the way that you may see value as. And so if you take anything away from August, the spirit world is suggesting maybe sit down and write down all of the valuable things that you learned through August, and make sure that they're empowering things. Make sure that they're things that allowed you to feel a sense of worth. They may have shown you that you are indeed compassionate. They may have shown you that you are indeed kind. They may have shown you that you can be loving and you do know how to share. They may have shown you that you can hold your judgment in towards other people in order to be in someone else's space, just to be present. And so these things are highly valuable, and certainly of value to the spirit world generally, because the planet needs to shift in this direction. So moving forward, so that's where we came from August. August is, of course, also relating to the infinity symbol, is this process of rebalancing. If you look at the shape of the infinity symbol, you will notice that, and the planet, interestingly enough, actually travels this way around the sun, would you believe? The moon also travels around the earth this way in the infinity symbol. And so this essentially is the ebb and flow of life, always coming back to a center point of origin, which essentially is you and your soul's trajectory. So you are always able to find some level of balance and always able to be present in the moment, fully absent of any distress and any care. You are fully able to do this at all times. Our soul has this gift to do this, and many of you will learn how to access that through meditation, a stable meditation practice. Okay, so moving forwards, I really am trying to keep these videos short, but I see that we've already gone for about 10 minutes. So moving forwards, of course, I know you're all excited about moving on to the new month, and the new month, of course, is September, and September is a number 9 month, which usually means that it's about completion. It's also usually a bridge between an old self and a new self. So indeed, I do see that there will be some of you having a new start. Some of the new starts that come in September will be you trialing things that you actually will be highly successful at, but probably not this year. And so some of you will dabble in a number of different business projects and a number of different activities that will support you moving forwards, but they may not necessarily fully weld the return that you're expecting in the long term. The spirit world is assuring me, please don't be disheartened by September. It's important that you try things because you need to get a really clear picture for 2019 as to where your energy is going to go. I'm being shown that 2019, you'll notice there's a 9 at the end of 19, so September has a lot to do with 2019. There will be this trajectory essentially of you keeping focus on what it is that you truly want for yourself. Now, all of you know how to tune into your heart level, and when I sit with me and I am present with me and I tune into that feeling of what it feels like when all is well and good in my life, if I can sit in that frequency, then I'll find that the decisions that I make in that space moving forwards for September will serve me. They'll serve me in a long term. If, however, I'm still a little bit more driven by the external environment, so this can be friends who have very strong opinions about what they think I should do, or family members who keep implying that I'm not successful in what it is that I want to do, then you'll find that you'll be less you'll get less headway. You'll make less headway in September. September will be a fire month on the planet. So moving forwards, September will offer you a number of investment opportunities. I know many of you don't feel like you have the money in there, but when they're talking about investment, they're not talking about money, they're talking about time. Time is more valuable than money, and when you know how to value that, you'll find the money comes. So value your time over everything. Make sure that anything that you do with regards to your time, that it fully aligns with your heart space, and you'll find that all the things that you do moving forwards will be empowered for you moving forward, so that 2019 will be a kick-ass year for most of you. I'm being told that many of you are actually starting your own business or have just started your own business. This year has been tough. They want you to acknowledge that the toughness is okay. The toughness isn't bad for you, but suffering is a choice, and choosing to sit and dwell in the stuff that hasn't worked out for me is not going to serve you. So September will be a highly magnetized month. Be careful where your thoughts are going. Allow yourself to sit in the resonant field of heart-based decisions, and all will be well. I'm also being told that the changing seasons is also something that many of you need to acknowledge. So in the States, we're heading into fall. In Australia, of course, we're heading into springtime. So just watch that. You'll need to make sure that you're eating appropriately for that transition. Many of you are going to become more dehydrated or feel a little bit more sluggish during that period of time, depending on which hemisphere you're at. Just regulate this. Regulation through daily morning practice to reset your energy is vital to maintain your energy moving forwards. If you don't already have at least a 5-minute practice for meditation in the morning, then now is the time to start instigating that. There are no excuses now for not getting spiritual work into your daily practice. It should be right alongside cleaning your teeth. And so if you clean your teeth on a daily basis, and dare I say it, twice a day, then you might want to also consider meditating twice a day to realign yourself with your highest potential and to sit and be with you. This is brain training, as well as allowing the gateway of your soul to be able to communicate with your external interface, which is your sensory nexus. So please do get that into your practice. And if you've fallen off the wagon, just bring yourself back to it. No need to suffer in self-abuse there. Okay, all right. My love to you. Have a great month of September. You know where I am if you need a little bit of extra support. Of course, www.danaspiritbutterfly. That's DANA spiritbutterfly.com. It's my choice to be of service to you, but of course, my time is also valuable. So please do use my booking system. You can book online, and I'm available on Skype. It's kind of just like this, but it's a two-way conversation. So I love you. Have a great month, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Okay, take care. See you.